How's it going? I'm Ryan, and today I'm going to go over the three trades I took on in Q. The first two trades were losing trades. The third trade was a winner that brought it all back and more. Not the greatest execution on my part in the first two trades. Was trying to catch a falling knife today, which doesn't end well. But the third time must have been a charm. So I'll get into those trades in just a second. I'll take a look at what I was watching coming into the day, and then we'll talk about the trades that I took and the outcomes and kind of how I manage those. So coming into the day, I have some levels. I'm not going to go over all of them, but the biggest thing that I was watching is that we had this consolidation, right? We had a lot of rejections in this area, even one recently, as recent as yesterday, pre-market. And then during yesterday's session, we got a breakout. Yesterday and yesterday after hours, we got a breakout higher. Now coming into the day in the pre-market, we were pulling back, and what I wanted to see was a hold of support. Essentially, we got a consolidation, we broke out of resistance, and now we're pulling back towards that. So I wanted to see that resistance turn support, hold, continuation of the uptrend, because we are uptrending. So if I'm taking a look at this, I was watching at first this like 660 area for potential area of support because price was higher, and I was watching it pull down into that. Another potential area was yesterday's high slash this like 500 550 range, and that's just based off of all these wicks in here, like this range that we broke out of, right? So coming down and retesting that on a higher time frame makes sense to me, for some continuation to the upside. So at this point, I'm bullish on the day, and I'm watching us pull back, and I'm essentially waiting to see if we hold support, and then looking for continuation of the long-term or the like overall trend, which is up. So I might take off some of this just so it's a little clearer. Maybe I'll take off the EMAs because it's not really relevant. All right. I had a little lingering volume profile there. Alrighty, so coming into the day, like I said, we're pulling back. We sell right through that first level I was watching around like 660, so that's not really an option, right? And we're coming down, we're coming down. We start to test yesterday's high, and I'm actually gonna turn my fills on. There we go. So we can see. And what did I notice? Well, I waited until 10 o'clock, or just around 10 o'clock, and I was watching the hold of this like 550 to 500 area. And like I said, that is because that's the top of this range here. Additionally, I was looking at all time frames between the 8 hour, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and on all of them, if we closed like above this level, we were holding that level on 15-minute, like every time frame. You can see kind of what the 15-minute looked like here, where we came down and we held that level right around 10. So I was watching, or that was 9:45, excuse me. So my first trade was a long here, and the idea is that we sold through this level that I wanted to see, kind of the retest to the top of that range that we broke out of. But then we got a bullish engulfing on nice volume, and then we came down and we started to hold this level on the retest. So to me, that was solid. I wanted to enter, and I wanted to see us reverse and continue to move higher. I stepped my stop below low a day, and I was stopped out by that sell-off. Now I'm taking a little bit bigger sized positions because these are eval accounts, and they're running a 90% off sale. So I got these for very cheap, and in the case that I need to replace them, I could for very cheap. So I could get 4 evals for but essentially, they're $16 or so, as opposed to like the regular 33 or whatever. So I'm willing to try to pass these fast, especially because I have a PA account that's fresh that I haven't traded yet, and I'm trying to get these to PA so that I can copy trade 3 accounts, and that's the goal. And my risk will be vastly different once I start trading the PA account. There's a reason why I'm just trading the evals and not the PA, is because I'm just looking to pass these quickly so that I can move on to PA. And there's no real, I'm taking the same trades, but I'm increasing my risk and my reward potentially by increasing sizing, etc., and just not being so risk adverse. So With that being said, I had about a 40-point stop, 10 contracts. That was about $880. So a bigger loss than I would have liked to take. We sold down into this level, and it looks like we were on hold. Little premature on this trade. It's essentially the trade that made me money, but I just got in probably a little too early. Same thing. We hold this level. I enter long, stop below low a day, get stopped out. That was a much tighter stop, so that was much more within like the reasonable kind of area that I want, around like 30 points or so. And we do have increased volatility today. We're getting big moves, so it is going to kind of vary day to day, and maybe I should vary position sizing accordingly. But like I said, I'm just trying to pass these. So that was my second trade of the day here. Same thing, same idea is that 15-minute, we come down, we hold this level. Looks like we're forming some support and wanted to take a long, because overall we're still forming higher highs, higher lows, right? We have these, we have a low, we broke higher. This is still a higher low for continuation, as opposed to like yesterday's low. So still bullish, or overall trend bullish. Intraday we're definitely more bearish for sure, right? We still haven't broken swing highs and reversed that trend. So I was definitely on the wrong side of things and was trying to catch a falling knife, and I shouldn't have been. So I could have done better analysis. I could have done a better job. But with that being said, the third and final trade, I got on to review my trades. I wasn't planning on taking another trade. I closed everything down, and then I got back on because I wanted to review this before I go off about my day. And I just saw what appeared to be a nice long setup. So the reason is we swept low, we swept lower, formed that hammer, broke higher, and then as we were breaking higher and closing higher on higher volume, and then looking at the 1 minute as well, you see a lot of hammers on the 1 minute as we're holding kind of this low a day area, and then increasing volume as we break out higher. So I thought, okay, maybe this is what I was looking for the whole day, and I entered twice the position. So I entered 20 contracts, and 20 contracts long, stop below low a day. That might have hit the drawdown limit. That might have just been like the account for sure if I took an L here, but I was already down on the day, so it was like resetting wasn't really much of a concern. But entered two positions here. First was take profit at these lows here, which hit for about $1,000, and then take profit at this level up here, which hit for about $1,400. So once we took profit on the first trade, we moved stop to break even, and luckily we had a nice move up and not much of a pullback. Timed it pretty well though. As you can see, we hit that level, and now we are starting to pull back. So yeah, I don't know if over time, I think we'll get that continuation, but I think I need to kind of adjust some things in my brain so that I'm not even on a higher time frame, if it looks like we could hold a higher low, that doesn't mean on a lower time frame that we're just going to rock it. We could consolidate, we could chop a little lower before moving up. The difference in watching something play out on a 4 hour as opposed to a 5 minute. So I think that's what got me today, is I got a little jumpy to get in, and should know that these longer term trends take a little bit of a longer time to develop and play out. That being said, though, we are up just under $1,938 on the day. Like I said, a little bit of a gamble. Wasn't planning on taking this trade, but I saw the setup that I was trying to catch pretty much all day, so figured I'll send it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does, then we are about halfway to activating these accounts. So it worked out today. Like I said, not the best execution. I'll definitely manage my risk a lot differently when I'm trading PAs. This wasn't even necessarily like a tilt play, which I did get off for about 10 minutes before I realized I needed to make a recap, but it wasn't really necessarily out of tilt. It was more so just realizing I traded stupid and figuring, why not swing? All right, swung, and I'm 2 strikes, third strike you're out, or you can hit a home run. So that's all I got. I will be trying to wrap up the week strong tomorrow, and looking to get these accounts closer and closer to activating so I can trade the PAs, and we'll be trading pretty much the similar style, just instead of 10 contracts, more like 5. All right, that's all I got. thank you for watching. I do stream live Monday through Friday, so if you want to stop by, please do. And hope you have a great rest of your day. Peace.